beautiful Saturday morning, and I'm on my first in a long time anyway, first ride and shoot. This is a new series for my channel where I'm going to be going on a ride, and then I'm going to visit. Ooh, where's this place? What is this? Never seen that before. Oh, some kind of a new temple is popping up there. Yeah, I'm going to be going for a photo shoot. I've restarted my photography hobby, and just switched over from DSLR format Nikons to my new mirrorless camera, Z6III, and so yeah, this is the first time I'm going to be taking this thing out and shooting with it. I've got a new lens as well, a Meike 55mm 1.8 lens that I want to test out as well. But yeah, so my intention with this series is to just go for a ride and stop somewhere, shoot some pictures, some video, and have a good time. I'm not sure if that is going to be to everyone's liking, all my subscribers who visit this channel, but my channel, as you probably realize from now, is not just focused on motorcycles. I do have other interests, and I have one channel, and for the size of my channel, I'm not going to be splitting up my channel into different genres or subjects or focus. Oh, ambulance behind. So yeah, I'm not going to be splitting it up based on topic, so you get everything together. I'm sorry about that, but that's the way it is. So today we're going to be going to the Mercer Arboretum and Botanical Gardens. The time of day is totally wrong. You want to be shooting, and I've forgotten so much about my photography. It's not funny. It's almost like I'm going to be starting over learning. A lot of what I've been doing in the last few years is videography, vlogging, and that kind of thing. And but now I'm back into photography. And one of the reasons I got this Nikon Z6 III is because it's a hybrid camera. And hybrid meaning that it's good for photography as well as videography. The D5600 that I had and I recently sold also could do video, but it topped out at HD, I believe. And what's this guy doing? It topped out at HD, so it couldn't do 4K, and yeah, it's a little bit limited. But the main problem with that camera is its autofocus was slow. The Z6 Mk III has much better autofocus, so that's one of the main reasons I made this step up. And being a hybrid camera, that's exactly the use case for me. I do video as well as photography, but my prime focus or my prime hobby is photography as such. So you know, I'm getting back into that. Getting closer to retirement as well, so I'm going to need something to spend my time, you know, after retirement. And photography is an excellent way to spend time. Oh, there's lots of people here already. Been a few years since I've been here.
Arrived.
Well, after parking way behind there, I'm now headed inside. Beautiful day. Temperature's about 65 or so. And headed for 80 something this morning. But I've got my old I don't know what kind of a bag you call it, but You mount it around your waist, and it's designed to take a couple of lenses on the side compartments, and the main compartment is for the camera with a long lens on it. Nice area out here to sit down, and I do exactly that, and I'll show you what I brought. So this is the bag that I'm talking about. It's a low pro, I don't know what the exact model number is, but I'll put it up on the screen if I figure it out. But my camera is in here, and the Z6III is a tiny little thing. As you can see, there's a lot of room here for a long lens. Right now, I've got the Meike 55 1.8 on it, and that's what I'm going to be shooting with first. And in this compartment, I've got my only other lens for this camera. It's a 24-200 f4 to f6.3. Great little all-round lens, and so I'll be using this a lot today. I have not shot this camera really since I bought it, so so a lot of this is going to be just test shots and test footage and getting used to the camera. So bear with me if these photographs are not all that great. Finally caught a break when the crowds weren't there. This is a well exposed image, I think. It's got the highlights in the background, and the foreground is still well exposed. Shutter speed could have been a little bit slower, but I was hand holding this, and it's pretty darn good, I think, overall. I didn't do any editing to this photograph. I didn't want to do any editing to any of the photographs you see in this video, because I wanted to see how it was coming straight out of the sensor. And this one is not edited. This shot shows that there's no vignetting with that Meike lens, which is a very good. I was very pleased to see that. Of course, shooting against the sky means that the foreground is all thrown into silhouette, but still there's good detail in the ribs of the windmill. Pretty nice. This is the first of many shots with the Nikkor 24-200 zoom lens. Again, nothing too special about this. No corner vignetting, as you can see. Quite good dynamic range for the camera. There's a lot of shadow detail and a lot of highlights there, so I'm quite pleased with this just as a test. I mean, I wouldn't normally take a picture like this, but like I said, this is a test outing at the Mercer Arboretum and Botanical Gardens. What can I say? Not the best shot, but still, you can see I'm focused on the foreground, on the flower in the foreground, and rocks are acceptably sharp, but I tell you, the depth of field is very shallow in this shot, and I just wanted to see. I was just experimenting to see how much depth of field I had at this focal length. Turns out to be not enough. One of my better shots with the slower shutter speed managed to get that flowy effect on the various fountains that you see in the picture. Thought it was kind of an interesting lineup of these fountains. Acceptably sharp, nothing too special. I love the detail in this little tiny house. It's a little ornament in one of the flower beds, and it's pretty interesting to see how they made all the little tiny bits that go into this little ornament. The little bird, the little spring that's under the bird, and the roof, of course. It's a lot of intricate work. Pretty cool. I used the wrong focusing mode on this little frog. I guess I had a wide area autofocus, and I didn't do a spot focusing on his eye. But still, pleasing shot. Managed to get some nice bokeh at the back, and not bad. But yeah, I've got to get more accustomed to using the different autofocus modes. Another one of these little ornaments. Look at the intricate detail from the little lamp and the little welcome sign over the hole, the roof detail and the little mailbox, even the bucket. Such fine detail, and this is just a little small ornament in the flower bed. Pretty amazing. This is Cypress Creek as it passes alongside the Mercer Arboretum. Pretty good detail from foreground all the way to the background. Pretty pleasing shot, I think. This is not the best shooting into the sun, but see how this video clip looks. I was just up on that hill up there shooting pictures of the creek. Pretty good. This is all wrong, but definitely a good idea to shoot in suboptimal conditions to see how tolerant a camera like this is. I'm trying to walk gently now. I don't know what the stabilization is going to be like for this, but I'm not expecting a heck of a lot. I don't have any external microphone on, so audio is not expected to be a hell of a lot either. How about video in here now? It's among the trees. Again, I'm walking, trying to be smooth. I don't think I've got stabilization on. Let's see. Okay, now I've got electronic stabilization on. Any smoother? Let's see. It's a little bit better. Not moving now. I've never been in this area before. This must be all new. But I like it. It's creekside. That's where I shot the creekside shots. You can see zoomed in all the way to 200. I'm manually zooming out. All the way to 24. That's 24 there now. Pretty cool. Look at that. I have no idea what kind of snake that is, but I'm not going to cross his path. And I'm looking around to see if there's any others. Pretty cool. Now, I've been living in Texas for a long time, and this is the first time I'm seeing a snake. Can you believe it? We're back to the photographs. In this case here, I was focused on the leftmost flower. So the left two flowers are in focus, the other two are slightly off. Just playing with the depth of field again, just getting a feel for the camera. Now this is an interesting shot. I had looked up and seen this bird on this dead tree way up in the distance, up with the sky as the background, so I didn't have too much hope that I'd have a good exposure on the bird itself. But I zoomed in at 200 millimeters and I thought, well, let's see what comes out on the you know, in the picture and see what I can do about it. So this is what we have. And here's that pileated woodpecker zoomed in 300%. So this is amazing.
Look at the sky. The sky, there's hardly any noise there. You could barely see a little bit of noise in the sky, but the tones and everything on the tree bark and on the tree trunk are really good, fine detail for 300%. Obviously I lightened it up a bit to show what I could of the bird, but there's not a heck of a lot more detail there, and definitely I can't get the eye, but still amazing result. And again, very low level of noise, even at 300%. Just checking the vignetting on the 24 to 200 millimeter zoom, and pleased to see that there is none. Well, I'm taking a little bit of a break right now, and I decided to switch lenses. I haven't done any shooting at all with the Meike 55 1.8, so I'm going to do a little bit of shooting. The rest of my visit here to the Mercer Arboretum is going to be using the Meike lens. So I'm going to have to zoom with my feet, and as you can see, just holding it out like this, it's pretty darn close to my face. This is the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, and also being held at arm's length, but with 2 times zoom in actually, so you can see the difference in the width of the lens. So far the Nikon has been doing a pretty darn good job. One of the things that I figured I'm going to have to change is the I'm going to probably have to switch to back button focus, because you've got so many different autofocus modes that you might be picking on something using the function button to kind of like set that. I forget what I've programmed the function button 1 on right now, but I find that if I'm holding that down and then going to take the picture, then the half press focus on the shutter is kind of overriding that, and it's kind of wiping out what I'm doing. So it's kind of, but I've got to get accustomed to back button focus. I know a lot of people use back button focus with these mirrorless cameras, and I have never, coming from a DSLR without back button focus, it's muscle memory. I've got to change my way of shooting. So, but that's the only thing that I've seen for today's shoot. The one takeaway really. The others is just a matter of getting back into photography again. I'm so rusty, it sucks. A lot of the pictures, they probably could have been at a different shutter speed, or I've been trying to shoot between, aperture priority, shutter priority, and program. That's the main settings I've been using. I want to see the program settings to see how good program mode is. So that's why I've been shooting a lot of these shots in program mode. I know to handle aperture priority and shutter priority. I know the ins and outs of all of that, and so I'm not so worried about that. Totally manual, none of the shots in here. The light is all wrong now. What's the time now? The time is, I don't know what the time is now, but it's probably like 10:30. And the sun is all wrong now. It's too bright, too many hard shadows. So I've kind of given up. I'm only shooting stuff that's in the shadows. So hopefully my auto white balance is taking care of any blue cast that I might have. But you need to be here earlier in the day or later in the afternoon. There's a lot of people here today that are shooting pictures for graduations, birthdays, and all that. That's why the parking lot was so full. It's, I don't know, it must be the season. But the time of the day is all wrong, and so all of my shots are in the shadows. Hopefully I'll do some post-processing, and I'll get some of the, I'll resurrect some of these shots that I've taken and improve them a lot, or a bit, or as much as they can be improved. But I've got so much to learn on this camera, and so much to learn in photography in general. I used to think that I was an advanced amateur on DSLRs, but now with the mirrorless and these advanced cameras now, I'm back to square one. So anyway, I'm going to resume. I just sat down here for a minute. I'm just going to head on out now and see if I can get some more pictures with the 55 and call it a day.
The reason I took this picture is to have a look at the dynamic range of the Z6 III. There's everything in this picture: dark shadows, bright highlights, and all the gradations in between. Looking at the background, you can see that it's pretty bright, as well as the stones in the foreground. I think that's pretty darn good dynamic range, if you will. And it's straight out of the camera. There's no editing going on here. Just this is exactly what it saw, and it's properly exposed. So this is a good test of the dynamic range of the camera, I think. Can you spot the monarch butterfly in this shot? There it is, zoomed in at 300% in post. Amazing black background. There is no noise in that background there, even zoomed in at 300%. The butterfly itself was not tack sharp. He was moving all the time, and there was a very slight breeze, but not bad for a grab. Couple of shots of the bike, straight out of the camera, with just a little bit of boosting in the shadows to bring out the engine. That's it. I'm going to ride through the other side of Mercer Arboretum and Botanical Gardens. That's the west side, I guess. It is less trafficked, less people on it. Not so popular. There's hardly any flowers on it in this side, and I think there's more trails on this side if you're into walking and trails and stuff. So yeah, it's a different option. Temperature's 80 degrees now, and it's 11 a.m. So not a good time for, that's not for vehicles, not a good time for photography. That's the main road in, and then there's a turnaround, and then you come back out on the same road. So I'm going to wrap this up. It's been a good first ride and shoot with the Z6 III, and hopefully I get some nice pictures out of it. I've got a lot of learning to do on this camera. But yeah, it's a lot of people that were in there today shooting for you know, graduations and stuff like that, and so I didn't get a good chance to use a lot of the nice subjects in there. There's a few of them I missed, and like I said, I missed the tea garden. The tea garden is a favorite one of mine, and next time I come here I'll do that first. I'll head straight there, and then I'll kind of leave everything for afterwards. But that's it for now. I don't know how much of this video is going to be left in the edit, but I think I'll wrap it up here. Talk to you later. Keep the shiny side up. Keep shooting if you're into photography and videography. Keep shooting. Let us know in the comments below what you shoot with, and what your style of shooting is, and how you're making out. And better yet, if you're doing your shooting from a motorcycling standpoint or perspective. That's kind of interesting. It's a nice blend of hobbies, I guess. So anyway, that's it. This is the main road. I'm gonna catch you later.